I was at the bar with my friends chilling out before a show we were going to, and I started talking about shapeshifters for some reason. I really don't need a reason to talk about this sort of stuff. And then I got thinking about Mystique, and I had some questions about her, rhetorical questions, and this is kind of what I do. I kind of just throw shit out, just throw my brain shit out into the world, and sometimes people take it into a conversation and can go with it somewhere, and sometimes I think my friends were tired of me and they were like, listen, we don't have the answer to these stupid questions you have. Let's talk about something else. So I'm gonna pose it to you instead, because this is where I think good ideas come from. And I don't give a shit if they didn't think this shit is interesting. I think it's interesting and the basis for a good story, possibly. So two big questions I have about Mystique that I think would make a good story is this. Question one, does Mystique morph while she's dreaming or if she's having a nightmare? Can she sustain her morphing in an unconscious state? So, you know, like she does a lot of espionage stuff. She'll be sneaking into dudes' houses and sleeping with them as their wives for a week or whatever. But I think it'll be pretty interesting if while she's sleeping, the guy just looks over and she's just turning into everyone she's ever been, like kind of uncontrollably. Or if she's having a dream of the time she pretended to be Charles Xavier, is she turning into him? Or like partially turning into him? Is like her neck turning into the guy, or her legs are becoming all shriveled? My second question is, I think, mostly based on a comic that I read by Warren Ellis called Ruins. There's only 2 issues. It's an Elseworlds what if type comic, really good one, which is basically about what if everything in the Marvel universe went wrong. It's super dark, but I think one of the best Marvel short stories I've read. My second question really is, what is her gender identity or like her sexual identity? Because my understanding of being transgender is like you don't feel like your brain is basically not in congruence with your physical body or whatever gender you were assigned at birth. Like you are not what gender you physically are. I feel like I'm probably getting this wrong. Whatever, I'm trying. I think it's the basic gist of it. And Mystique to me seems to embody this. It's like if she's being all these different kinds of people, then who does she think she is in her mind? And is there a good story? I think there's a really good story in that. Anyway, in Ruins, Warren Ellis touched on this, and his way of sort of resolving this was going super dark, and he described Mystique as this person having like multiple personality disorder to like the 20th degree, where she basically had like every psychotic illness you can imagine, and she ends up like melting her brain by turning into everyone all at once, and she turns into a pile of goo and then just melts into like a bunch of garbage, and she like goes nuts. Pretty interesting when I think about her. That's all I got right now. Gambit, you got any questions about Mystique? Don't scratch me again, you fuck. Oh shit.
Well, I respect your ambition, Willie, but you got to have vision.